Do you want to know why 99% of mind detox videos on YouTube are a complete waste of time? Because your brain will never stop overthinking until you unlock these 16 brutal rules of Stoicism. Today, we're cutting through the noise to show you how dropping fake friends, shutting down digital clutter, and mastering the power of no can completely rewire your mind. But pay close attention. If you miss rules 14 and 16, nothing else you do will matter. Your brain will stay trapped in that endless anxiety loop. If you're truly ready to reclaim your mental peace, the next 2 minutes will change your life forever. Ever feel like your mind is a 24/7 chaotic talk show that you just can't turn off? You're in bed, exhausted, ready to sleep, but your brain suddenly decides to review every mistake you've made since 2015, worry about your job, and panic about the future. It's exhausting, right? But what if I told you that ancient philosophers had the ultimate hack to shut down this overthinking? Today, we are diving into 16 simple Stoic strategies to detox your mind and finally find some inner peace. The Stoics believed we can actually train our brains to stay calm and focused, no matter how crazy life gets. We're going to break these down with practical daily steps and powerful quotes from the masters themselves. Strategy number 1 is to rewire your brain with positive affirmations. The great Stoic philosopher Seneca once said that the greatest part of happiness depends on our disposition, not our circumstances. Think about it. If you wake up and instantly think that today is going to be a disaster, your brain will actively look for disasters because our thoughts literally shape our reality. Affirmations are not just wishful thinking. They're a tool to reprogram your mind. Instead of focusing on what you dread, you force your brain to focus on what you can handle and achieve. To apply this, simply identify your biggest insecurity right now. If your brain is whispering that you're going to fail at work, flip the script and tell yourself that you are capable and you trust your skills. Repeat this daily, especially when the stress kicks in. So, what is your positive affirmation for today? Pick one right now, because we're moving straight into strategy number 2. Strategy number 2 is to simplify your life. Seneca once noted that it is the mind itself that makes us rich or poor, happy or miserable. Today, we are drowning in complexity. Too many things, too many tasks, and too many worries. Every extra physical object in your house or packed social commitment creates mental clutter. By cutting out the excess, you drastically reduce the number of daily decisions you have to make, leaving more time and energy for what actually matters. Start by decluttering your physical room, dropping unnecessary commitments, and grounding your thoughts in the present moment. Strategy number 3 is to strictly limit the information you consume. Marcus Aurelius famously said that the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. In a world of endless scrolling, breaking news, and notifications, our minds are constantly bombarded and stressed. To reclaim your mental peace, you must become aggressively selective. Pick only a few high-value sources of information, limit your news checking to once a day, and set firm boundaries on your screen time. Giving your brain a break from the digital noise instantly unlocks deep focus and creativity. Strategy number 4 is to develop a regular exercise routine. Seneca warned that a mind anxious about the future is miserable, and working out is the ultimate cure for that anxiety. Exercise isn't just about physical fitness. It forces you out of your head and into your body. When you run or lift weights, your brain releases stress-busting endorphins, and your focus naturally shifts to your breathing and movement rather than your problems. It is a powerful form of active mindfulness that clears the mental slate and gives you a steady sense of daily accomplishment. Finally, strategy number 5 is to practice daily meditation. This is the ultimate tool to quiet a hyperactive mind. Meditation is simply taking a few minutes every day to sit in silence. Focus entirely on your breath and observe your passing thoughts without judging them. By doing this regularly, you train your brain to become less reactive to daily stressors. Imagine finding a quiet corner, closing your eyes, and just tuning into the rhythm of your lungs. Even when your mind inevitably starts to wander, You simply bring it back to your breath without judgment. Meditation works because it allows you to observe your thoughts without getting hooked by them. It creates a mental buffer where you can see things clearly rather than emotionally, reducing overwhelming thoughts and training you to stay grounded under daily pressure. Strategy number 6 is to establish clear boundaries. Epictetus famously reminded us that no one can hurt you without your consent, and this applies directly to protecting your time and energy. When you don't set boundaries, you get buried under other people's demands, leading to burnout and resentment. It might feel uncomfortable at first to tell a boss or friend, "I need to rest, so I cannot do this today." But protecting your space reduces anxiety, improves your relationships, and keeps you focused on your own priorities. Strategy number 7 is to surround yourself with positive people. Seneca believed that the most powerful person is the one who masterfully controls themselves. And part of that control is choosing your inner circle wisely. Attitudes are highly contagious. If you hang out with chronic complainers, they will drain your energy. But if you surround yourself with supportive, driven individuals, their optimism will naturally elevate your own mindset. You don't have to abandon friends going through tough times, but you must be intentional about spending time with people who lift you up. Strategy number 8 is a core pillar of Stoicism: accept impermanence. Marcus Aurelius advised us to look at the endless waves of change to realize that the passing of things is nothing to fear. Everything in life, the good times, the bad situations, and your current feelings, is completely temporary. Accepting this truth relieves an immense amount of stress because it destroys the illusion that things must stay the same to be good. When you face a brutal challenge, remembering that this too shall pass makes you flexible, resilient, and deeply peaceful. Strategy number 9 is to dedicate time to your hobbies. Epictetus once noted that leisure without intellectual or creative pursuits is like being buried alive. In the hustle of daily life, we often forget to do things just for the pure joy of it. Whether it's painting, playing an instrument, or reading, hobbies allow your mind to completely disconnect from daily stresses and recharge. It isn't about being the absolute best at your hobby. It is about giving yourself permission to fully immerse your brain in the present moment, making it a fantastic, natural form of mindfulness. Strategy number 10 is to master the art of saying no. Seneca wisely remarked that it is not because things are difficult that we do not dare, but because we do not dare that they are difficult. Many of us suffer from mental overload simply because we say yes to every single demand from work, friends, or family. Saying no respectfully but firmly is a superpower that protects your time, sanity, and energy. It isn't selfish. It is essential self-care that prevents burnout and keeps you focused on what actually matters. Strategy number 11 is to aggressively cultivate patience. Marcus Aurelius compared the art of living more to wrestling than dancing, because we must always stand ready against sudden blows. In our instant gratification world, we want immediate results, which breeds constant frustration. True patience means tolerating delays or problems without letting anxiety or anger take over. The next time you're stuck in a long line, instead of stressing, use that moment to breathe, observe your surroundings, and practice acceptance. Patience reduces mental friction, giving you space to choose a wise response instead of a stressed reaction. Finally, strategy number 12 is to find time for nature. Seneca reminded us that true happiness is nothing more than peace of the soul, and stepping into the great outdoors is the ultimate shortcut to that peace. The natural world offers a quiet escape from the loud, chaotic digital noise of modern life. Whether it is a quick walk through a park or sitting under a tree, connecting with nature lowers stress hormones, shifts your focus away from personal worries, and reminds you that you are part of a much larger, beautifully balanced universe. Spending time outdoors acts as a natural reset button for your brain. It forces you to engage your senses in the present moment, listening to the birds, feeling the fresh air, and taking in the greenery. This simple act drastically lowers stress levels, restores your mental energy, and naturally grounds you in the present. Strategy number 13 is to do a regular digital detox. Marcus Aurelius taught us that peace comes from within, so stop looking for it outside. In our modern world, being constantly plugged into our devices creates a relentless storm of information overload. Taking a planned break from electronics, even just for one day, give your mind a much-needed rest from constant stimulation. It breaks the habit of reactive scrolling, reduces anxiety, and gives you the freedom to reconnect with yourself in actual reality. Strategy number 14 is to practice forgiveness. Epictetus famously stated that it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Holding a grudge doesn't hurt the person who wronged you. It just keeps your own emotional wounds bleeding. Forgiveness isn't about excusing bad behavior. It is a deliberate decision to stop letting past pain control your present life. By releasing resentment, you instantly reclaim a massive amount of mental energy that was previously being wasted on anger. Strategy number 15 is to keep a personal journal. Marcus Aurelius's famous book, Meditations, was actually just his private journal, a tool he used for daily mental clarity. Writing your thoughts down on paper acts as an emotional release valve. It organizes the chaos in your head, helps you process heavy emotions, and allows you to view your problems from a detached, objective perspective. It is a highly effective form of self-therapy that shrinks overwhelming anxiety down to a manageable size. Finally, strategy number 16 is to practice self-compassion. Seneca warned that we often suffer far more in imagination than in reality, and much of that suffering is self-inflicted criticism. When you make a mistake, treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would show to a close friend. Instead of beating yourself up over an error at work, remind yourself that you are human, learn the lesson, and move on. Self-compassion builds lasting resilience and keeps your mind balanced, quiet, and at peace.